Hey everyone, welcome to the Arizona Real Estate Show. I'm your host, Jeff Underwood, and I'm here with my co-host,
Joey Sampaga.
And we're ready to bring it today, right?
Yes, we are.
We're going to be talking about a lot of dangers out there when you are thinking about buying and selling real estate. That's right. Danger report straight ahead. So I guess we could call it consumer alert.
Yeah, I
as
like
well,
it.
right?
I
Okay.
like it.
All right. So let's first cover some of the things that we discussed or put out last week. We did have our first podcast last week.
That was fun, and we had a lot of positive feedback on that.
Yes, people are liking it.
Yes.
They said, yeah, that handsome bald guy, because some of them watched the video, right? and then that funny...
Well, your wife doesn't count.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Darn. So our first podcast is fun. It's out there. It's now actually, so it's on SoundCloud. It's also out on iTunes, as well as, I know you're an Android guy, right?
I am. It's on Stitcher.
Stitcher as well. So you can go there and listen to the show. Arizona Real Estate Show.
Yeah, make sure to subscribe to it.
Yeah, so that you can get those right there on your mobile device. See, that's the whole reason for the podcast was we want you to be able to listen to the shows during your commute, even if you want.
That's right.
So check that out. You can also go to ArizonaRealEstateShow.com or to our Facebook page, and we have it listed there as well.
And we also have it video format as well if you want to see our beautiful mugs.
That's right. Smile at the camera. Okay. Anyway, so let's jump into it. Last week I did share with you my midweek market update, and this one was all. It was really about two of the indicators that I'm tracking that, shared with us a little bit of a cooling off period that we're in, which is just, nothing to be scared about. It's something that we're just making a transition or a market shift from a really hot seller's market to more of a normalized market at this point, and we're still moving into it. So it'd still be considered a seller's market currently, but it's just that we're starting to see them because me being a numbers guy, right?
Yep.
I love tracking the economic indicators, the leading indicators that then allow us to forecast where we are headed.
And it's great information to know if it's a buyer's or seller's market, right?
That is correct, and Joey doesn't fall asleep on them either, so
No,
that's
I don't.
cool. All right. So, Joey, share with us a little bit about what things you talked about or shared last week.
Well, we talked about a tool that we use. It's called the Market Snapshot Report, and it's people want to know what's going on in their neighborhood, right? So if you're a seller or you're thinking about selling, or you just want to know what's going on with real estate, well, the Market Snapshot is definitely a good tool to have. That way you know what your neighbors are selling their homes for, when they sold, and how much it sold for, or if it's listed or whatever. So those are the types of things that they can find out with the Market Snapshot.
Yeah.
And, of course, for buyers, buyers want to know what's going on in that neighborhood, the potential neighborhood that they're looking at, and what schools are close by, what the schools are rated at, and those types of things. What restaurants are close by, and movie theaters, grocery stores. They need to know what's going on in that neighborhood.
Right.
So with this Market Snapshot, definitely if you're interested, which we highly recommend. Again, even if you're not looking to buy or sell, it's just good information for you to know about.
Right. And they can set it up, I believe, to get the update once a month or once every couple weeks or once a week. And so like Joey was saying, whether you're thinking about buying or selling or not, even if you set up the Market Snapshot, and by the way, it is a free tool, right? It's free.
Yes.
So if you just go to the site, you can get the Market Snapshot. You can sign up and track what's happening in your own neighborhood. Or if you think about buying, track what's happening in that particular neighborhood.
Yep, and you just go to our website and you can sign up for that. And by the way, we are doing a drawing.
Oh, that's right.
For people to sign up for the Market Snapshot.
Right.
And the prize this week, anyway, is a $10 Starbucks gift card.
Now, all right. So coffee.
Yeah, it's coffee. Everybody loves coffee. I love coffee, and I could definitely use that $10.
We have our coffee here.
Yeah, that's right.
So I know you can't see it if you're listening, but you can see it if you're watching. Hello
Yes.
out there.
Yes.
All right. So we will be doing the drawing or announcing the winner anyway for the drawing on November 9th.
Yes, on our live podcast.
All right, awesome. Anything else that we want to share before we jump into the danger report?
You know, I did want to share one thing.
Okay.
Heather and I, my wife.
Time's up. No.
we did see a movie called Woodlawn.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a great movie. I highly recommend it. It's a true story. I'm not going to give it away, but if you're looking for a good movie to watch, go watch Woodlawn.
Woodlawn. Got it. I've heard people talk about it. I haven't seen it yet. I think in the future, too, we'll give away some Harkins passes. How about that?
Yeah,
Everybody loves movies.
Yeah, let's do that for our next drawing.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay, so the main topic for today is the danger report. So let me just pull up some of these notes here. I want to share with you why, what the danger report really is all about. So the National Association of Realtors has over 1 million members, big association.
Yeah.
And they commissioned a group of professionals to do a study about some of the dangers that the industry, I guess, is facing, whether that's agents or whether that's the association or what have you. And I've picked out a couple of them that are dangers. They say are dangers for agents in general, but these are two specific topics that have a direct impact on consumers, on people that are looking to buy or sell. Okay, so this thing was headed up by Stefan Swampool, who does a lot of like real estate trends analysis and all that. So if you want to copy that, I'll make sure to put a link on the site that will take you to their specific website so you can see the danger report for yourself if you would like. So let's jump into. So the danger report really is to take a look at what issues we might face as an industry and how that might impact you as a buyer and seller. So the first one, which, Joey, when I read this, I was like, whoa. This was big. I mean, just the way that they positioned it. I mean, this is our own association and this group that did this study coming out and saying this. Listen to this. The number one main or major issue facing our industry that impacts consumers too, get this, masses of marginal agents are destroying the reputation. So let me read a little bit more about this. So here's what they said. The real estate industry is saddled with large number of part-time, untrained, unethical, and or incompetent agents.
Ouch.
That's a major ouch. When I read that, and this just came out a few months ago, or actually it was earlier this year, and I read that as a headline. I'm like, whoa. I mean, you and I knew that there were a lot of people in the business that, that are doing more of a part-time. I'm a big numbers guy, and so I feel like anybody that's selling real estate or helping someone come up with pricing on a home or what kind of offer should be made on a home really needs to understand what's really happening with the market, what's happening with the local economy, right? That could impact how much real estate is worth.
Yeah.
I can tell you right now, I don't know a lot of agents that truly understand those types of numbers and what causes supply and demand to do what it is and what causes the economy to move, in a better position or to get to a negative point, right? So I want to elaborate a little bit on this. Joey, you and I know that to get a license here in the state of Arizona, we have to have 90 hours of class time.
Yeah.
Okay. So if we think about other professions, if we think about doctors, attorneys, accountants, engineers, even a bachelor's degree, I mean, we're talking about thousands of hours of education, right? Listen to this, even to become an earth driller, which I don't even know what that is besides digging holes in the ground, right?
Okay.
And I'm sure it's something that, you have to understand how it works and what kind of, plates are in the ground and whatever those things are, right? So I'm sure it takes some really good knowledge to understand exactly how to do it. But to be an earth driller requires, on average, 704 hours of instruction.
Okay.
Before you can do that.
Yeah.
Okay. to sell a house or to handle the biggest transaction of your life, you are hiring somebody that only has to have 90 hours.
90 hours.
90 hours of class time
Wow.
to get your real estate. You know, there's one state, however, that only requires 13 hours
So
to get your real
basically,
estate license.
You just need to be able to breathe.
Yeah, show up for 2 days.
Yeah.
Right? Get your
Wow.
real estate license. Now, you have to still go through the testing requirements, things like that for the state and the national. But, you know, when I look at those numbers, I just think, why people should, I personally feel like sellers, you know, and buyers, they should demand to actually be working with someone that really can dissect the numbers and what's happening and why, and has, you know, that's keeping up on technology the right way. And, you know, so I want to share with you a scenario. Let's just talk through a scenario on this, okay?
Okay.
And I want to also share with you a quote. This was a post, and I'm reading this from one of the Inman reports about the Danger Report as well. And they have a, looks like somebody posted in a publication on the Washington Post. Okay, here's the quote that they posted. After buying and selling a few houses, I would rate real estate agents just barely above the drug cartels when it comes to morality and honesty.
Wow.
I read that one too, and I was like, whoa, that person worked with the wrong agent.
Exactly.
So anyway, so I want to share a scenario that, you know, can happen on a regular basis, okay? So let me jump in here. So let's just think about if a couple, say, wants to sell their house, okay, and they want to hire, let's say, Uncle Fred.
All right.
Okay, I have nothing against Freds, by the way, but I'm just saying if somebody wants to hire, let's say they're going to hire Uncle Fred, who happens to do real estate on the side. Okay, but he's got his license. Everything's cool with that, right? So they hire Uncle Fred, and Uncle Fred pulls up the latest comps, because what do most agents do, Joey, when they're trying to figure out the price of a home?
They pull up the MLS. They see homes that have sold recently in the same neighborhoods, same features and benefits and those types of things, and they kind of compare the prices.
Right, and that's what they do, right? What you as consumers need to understand is these numbers that they're using, sure, they might have been the most recent sales that have happened in the neighborhood or in that area. But let's think about, when did that pricing strategy start? Okay, so let's say if the house sits on the market for 2 to 3 months, the pricing strategy that they originally came up with was probably 3 to 4 to 5 months, you know, prior to the sales date, right?
Yeah.
So that is old data. So Uncle Fred would be pulling up old data, which we're all going to pull anyway. I mean, even we're going to pull up the recent comps.
Sure.
But then we're also going to look at some other indicators that have a bigger impact on the pricing strategy. But so Uncle Fred pulls those comps and he gets your house listed. So here's the scenario. Let's say we have a buyer, Joey, and that buyer likes that house. Okay. Uncle Fred listed it, and it's been sitting there, let's say, for 45 days. No offers yet. We have a buyer that comes to us and says, you know, I do like that house. What do you think? Let's go through the numbers together. Do you want to be, do you want to be the listing agent, or do you want to hire a listing agent that's going to be going up against us as far as negotiating the best deal on that house? Because our buyers are going to see where the market's headed, because of the data that we pull are not only the recent comps, but we're pulling some of the leading indicators that are showing us that, hey, guess what? We maybe are moving now into a balanced or possibly a buyer's market.
That's right.
So what's the trend line now for prices for that home? Most likely we're looking at probably going a little bit down. So let's say we put in an offer for our buyers. Our buyers say, well, we'll do this much, right?
Okay.
We submit the offer to Uncle Fred. Uncle Fred presents it to his sellers. The seller's like, why is this lower than what we have it listed at?
Yeah.
And Uncle Fred decides to let them know that, hey, maybe we shouldn't take this one. We should maybe wait for another one. So the sellers decide, well, let's just hold off. Let's just not accept this offer. We'll just hold off a little bit. 30 days later, it's still sitting there.
Yeah.
Okay? Uncle Fred calls us. Hey, do your buyers are they still interested? Did they find a different house? If they didn't, guess what? We're going to run the numbers again, and that original offer may not be as high as it was before.
Exactly.
So the point here, folks, is this. Agents need to know what the CMI, what I call the Cromford Market Index. It's the market index for the area, for that city, okay? And for the overall, their small city, so whether it's Chandler, Gilbert, whatever the case, what the trend lines are showing. They need to understand the contract ratios, the listing success rates, because a lot of those will indicate to us, Joey, as we do our research, which direction we're headed and how quickly.
Yeah.
Okay, as well as the trading range, absorption rate. There are a lot of things that go into deciding how much should a house be worth right now versus based on old data. Okay,
I feel sorry for Uncle Fred.
Yeah. So anyway, sorry, Uncle Fred. I don't think I have an Uncle Fred, but but I just wanted to share that with you because this is something that actually was brought up by this study. So this study is done for the National Association of Realtors. And the very first thing, the biggest thing, was masses of marginal agents. So this is why we need to step up our game, and we want you to make sure that you're getting the right advice going forward. So if you have questions about any of the things that we just discussed with regards to you thinking about listing or buying a property, we'd love to go over some of that with you. All right? Okay. I guess I should leave Fred alone now. So let's move on to the second point. The second of the danger report points that I want to bring up or talk about is the decline in the relevancy of agents. Okay, They go on to say that the role, function, and perceived value of agents deteriorates as agents fail to properly assess and respond to changing consumer demands and expectations. Whew, that was a lot to say.
That was a lot to say.
So with that one, and we won't spend a ton of time on this, but where I see this the most in our industry is with a lot of the marketing strategies. You see, there's an old way and there's a new way to actually handle a listing or when it comes to buying a property, okay? Mostly this is going to pertain to sellers, right? But there's an old way, and the old way is what, Joey?
Old way is let's put it in the MLS. Let's maybe do an open house.
Possibly, yeah.
And let's print out some flyers and
Yeah.
put a sign in the yard.
Yeah. And then pray that it sells.
That's
Right?
Let's pray.
So put a sign in the yard, put it on MLS, and pray, right? Those a lot of people in the industry talk about the 3 Ps.
Yeah.
Okay. There's another one now that a lot of people are doing, and that's syndicating, which is pretty automatic anymore.
Yeah, because
know.
it's all connected to the MLS, so it just automatically kicks it out. So really, they're not doing it on purpose.
Yeah, it just kind of happens. Some of them use certain tools that then pull it out to Zillow and Trulia and different places like that can Realtor.com and different places for it to be seen. What I'm talking about is the new digital strategies. And what I mean by that is every listing should have a pre-MLS strategy.
Yes.
Because, and the importance of that is because you want to get some eyeballs or people seeing that the property is coming to market before it actually hits the market.
Yeah, it's kind of like a preview or a trailer at the movie, right?
Exactly is. That's exactly what it is. So the old way, again, is putting a sign in the yard, put it on MLS, and pray that it sells. The new way, I would say, is what's the pre-MLS strategy? And normally, Joey, that's going to probably be, I would say, a week to 2 weeks as a strategy doing certain types of ads, digital ads, lots of videos, right?
Lots of video, yeah.
You just had one, you did an open house, and you did a video from the house.
Yes.
And last I saw, it was a few hundred views. People had seen that video.
Yeah. And all I did was before I did an open house, I shot a video and put it out on my social media, and I got quite a few friends there and quite a few likes. And you know what? That house actually sold, I want to say 3 days on the MLS. We had it, we put it on the MLS, and after 3 days it sold because of the pre-marketing that we did.
Right. Yeah, I remember that because we marketed it, and we had a certain strategy to where when we did the first open house, that was also the day that it was first available to be seen. So
yeah. Well, another important thing is, we're with Berkshire. Okay, it's the brand, and there's quite a few agents as part of Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. So even before it hits the MLS, we do what's called a pocket listing, where we then send it out to everybody in Berkshire, and then they would show their buyers. So that definitely helped out.
Yeah, I think so. So again, the digital strategies are big going forward. Lots of video, and not only syndicating out to many places. Now, one of the things that Berkshire does, I know, is it goes to multiple countries in like 19 languages, which is
crazy.
super cool. I only know one language, but it is kind of cool that they do that, right, for us. So if you have questions about marketing the property, or if you're thinking about listing a property, that pre-MLS strategy is very, very important to make sure that your property is going to get the proper eyeballs and get noticed, especially as soon as it hits the MLS, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Anything else on that you want to share with folks?
No, I just think it is important. If an agent does not do the pre-listing marketing, then they're not doing the service, doing a disservice to the seller. And it's very important that we have that pre-listing marketing, so that people, I mean, it's building up the hype.
Yeah.
Build up the hype so that people,
That's right.
with our last one, now that I think about it, we did have multiple offers, and we did sell
Right.
it above listing price because
Yes.
of the marketing that we did.
Yeah, totally. It's hype, man. Build up the hype.
That's right.
Build some buzz. We like to sometimes say create some buzz around the property, right? So I hope that this helped you a little as far as understanding when you're choosing a real estate professional or licensed realtor to represent you as the seller or as a buyer, that the numbers are extremely important
Yes.
to know which direction the market's headed. Now, you can always get those at our website. I do a mid-week market update that will give you information about whether we're in a hot seller's market, kind of a more normalized market, or if we're going into a buyer's market. So make sure to subscribe at ArizonaRealEstateShow.com for those updates. We'll share them also on our podcasts and different videos.
Yeah, and don't forget to sign up for the Market Snapshot Report so that you can be entered to win the Starbucks gift card.
Yeah, for sure. Again, it's a free tool, and it helps keep you updated on what's going on in your own neighborhood.
Yeah, check out our past videos, ArizonaRealEstateShow.com.
That's right. Any last... Hey, you know what?
What up?
People that are watching this, let's wave at them. Sorry for you that just listened.
Yeah, that's an audio wave.
All right, well, let's sign off today. This is Jeff Underwood and
Joey Sampaga. Have a great day. Take care, and God bless.
see you all.